I know it's kind of disturbing, especially living in the time that we're living in now, where it seems like the voice of the people is null, nil, and void. We have to, and we must pay attention to world events. Because if we do not pay attention to world events, it's not going to take too long before the same propaganda, the same lies, and the same deception, and the same collateral damage that is taking place across the seas, across the pond, is going to be here right in our own backyard. And I'm going to tell you something about the United States government that most people don't know. They have already been planning years in advance for catastrophe and a world without rule of law, how they're going to deal with it, how they're going to approach it. Know this, that the military is always 5 to 10 years well advanced into the future in technology than what they let out in the movies in Hollywood. When they have so convinced us, because they have trained us, after all, think for a moment. The way you process thought, the way you think, the way you reason, conclusions that you come to all of this based on the environment, based upon, that one-eyed monster called a TV set and the news sources, the way that things have been presented to you, and they give you certain options to make an agreement with. And once you make an agreement with something, you give it power. Not only do you give it power, but it becomes part of your structure. It becomes a part of your system. And when it becomes a part of your system, you'll be being shaped and being molded. And most people don't understand that because they don't exercise self-autonomy. That's the reason why independent thinking, independent research, independent functioning, not doing things the way that the masses do, will leave you with your eyes wide open. You've got people, all of us do, that seem to be somewhat close to us while they are yet so far away. I wish I could actually teach a class to people on how to smell a rat, because I usually get them way before they even come to me. But this country, and this has to do with it too as well, has so deceived us as a people. Now, the Parliament over in the UK, as well as the Congress here, we didn't go into Syria. And the reason why we didn't go into Syria is because they couldn't sell enough propaganda on the mainstream news sources. And by the Gallup poll, Zogby poll, and everything else, other polls they got, that they couldn't get American approval. So the people do have a whole lot more power than they realize if they would but just exercise it. Now, it has to be done collectively. It has to be exercised collectively. And one thing we learned about Ferguson, Missouri, is that the powers that be had already amped up, vamped up, stored up, paid up, and got ready for what they anticipated and already knew what the verdict was going to be. It's amazing. I had somebody send me in advance the outcome of the Ferguson, Missouri case. And it's amazing because the system knew what the outcome was going to be. The people anticipating and hoping for change, kind of like they did with President Barack Hussein Obama. Boy, did the black folks get duped and deceived on that one, didn't you? You're finding out that this has nothing to do with color of skin. And we ain't made no advancements at all as far as being in this particular world with two designations placed upon us, African and then American. You people need to understand and believe that there's something going on that is true today, and it's called the scriptures. This is about rich and poor, free and bond. And most of you have literally bitten of the fruit of lies. And you have no idea or clue what is going on in front of you. But you'll wake up one day. That I promise you, you will. You will wake up one day. And when you do wake up, it's going to be an ugly ugly, ugly, very ugly situation, because I'm afraid and I fear that it's going to simply just be too late. You have to listen to wise men if you're going to be wise. And just because somebody has what you call education to be able to function in this world, especially when you control the news media, news sources, they're all sold out. The banks are sold out. Everything in this country is sold out to the highest bidder. How do you get people? I wish somebody would please tell me, especially with you people who sow so much division and discord. How do you ever get people on one accord when all it takes is for one lie and one slander to tear up and to destroy any good that someone may try to do? You see, a liar, a slanderer, a person that falsifies news, they can never, ever, ever get by someone who is informed and understands the character and nature of man. They will never, ever, ever, ever deceive someone who is informed and understands the system and know exactly what is going on. I hope that I'm saying something that would really, truly bring about an inspiration, because you think about this. If you can't find a group of people, and you do need a mutual assistance group, all you people out there that think you don't need it, you're going to need it. You're going to need to be in good standing with a group that you can not only confide in, but someone that you can literally trust. And if I've seen it once, I've seen it 1,000 times. So many people rise up in insurrection against the leader of a particular group, only to divide, to be used of Satan to divide the group. And within a short few months, the people that seem to be together, fellowship and getting along and carrying on and stuff, because they were all united in destruction, they end up destroying even themselves. They can't even get along amongst themselves. It's a sad, sad situation. Really, truly, it's a sad commentary. And you'll think by now, especially those of us who are my age, 50, 60 years old, you'll think that you stop playing these games, 40s, in your 40s. You'll think that sooner or later, that life in itself has taught you enough about going forward, about discerning and learning who's true. Now, if you want to be able to understand what is truth and who is truth, who's living the truth and has the character of truth, you will first have to live it yourself. Do you understand? If you are deceived in any area of your life, if you are hoodwinked in any area of your life, you will be totally blinded to those who have the same deception, the same character, and the same nature that you have been producing over all these many years. You have to first come to grips with truth. You have to be a man and woman of honor in order to see a person that is full of dishonor. And of course, the height of wisdom is by their fruit you should know it. Let me tell you this, 2015, you can look forward to the United States Congress doing whatever it can to deceive the people, to lie to them as usual, to get us into more wars. You can be sure that more of your sons and your daughters will be used as cannon fodder for the system of the New World Order. You can be sure that they're going to sow more death, hell, and destruction. And you can be sure that more of your civil liberties are going to erode. You can be sure of this. You can count on this. You can count on the national debt going up even higher, because they have no stomach whatsoever at all to so-called balance the budget, because they are in hock to the international bankers. The bankers don't care who's the president of the country or who's ruling it. Just give them the control of the money supply and they rule the whole entire world, and no doubt they are doing it. I hope I've said something, anything to maybe either spark just the slightest bit of motivational thought to help you to wake up out of sleep, and to hope that you will change from darkness to light.